Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales just tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. With the vision, yeah, blueprint's mine. Counting every dollar, turning nickels into dime. Trap game, Senator, vetoing lanes. Legend in the making, put respect on my name. Hustle in my veins, got the streets on lock. Wrist stay dripping like a clock, tick tock. I'm trying to balance, but they tipping like a scale. Cashing all these checks while I'm getting all this mail. Say racks in the safe, yeah, racks in the safe. State of all stay full, state of all stay full. Pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. Set of pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. See the feds wanna audit, but the books stay clean. I'm a ghost in the trap, I'm the one you ain't seen. Whip it so fast and I leave you in the dust. Gold in my chain and you know I got a tux. Trapping all day, you know the grind don't stop. Making all these plays, gotta make it to the top. Diamonds in my grill, yeah, gleam, no flaws. Justice in my hustle, yeah, above the law. Money talks loud, I don't hear no hate. Balance out the game, yeah, serve your own plate. Enemies plotting, I'm 10 steps ahead. Counting all this money while I'm laying in the bed. Hold up, wait the odds, yeah, let the scales decide. It's profit over pride, gotta keep this wave alive. Risk it for the game, that's the only side. Checks is in my favor, see this power never divide. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales just tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales just tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Yeah, shadows in the trap where the grim reaper creep. Blood on the ledge, yeah, secret very deep. Cold steel flash, yeah, hear them scream. Nightmares fuel, yeah, running up a scheme. No soul to sell, got a debt unpaid. Graveyard shit, take it to the grave. Scales dripping red, balance in the sin. Checks cashing out for them dead presidents. Chains on my wrist like the devil's got a grip. Ink on the deal, watch the candle just drip. Smoke in the air, mask in the stench. Traps in the dungeon, then you know I got a hit. Voices in the hall, yeah, counting every loss. Scales on the tip, yeah, carrying the cross. Hollow out the game, lead them boys to a rush. Checks coming in, boy, I can't be bought. Bash on the floor, you know I gotta check the cash. Kids at the door, you know I gotta hide the cash.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Overseas, stay above the law. Make the White House black, count the money in the dark. Whipping this work, leave stains, no spark. Checks hit the trap, but the block stay grim. Scales tipping heavy, got justice again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy
You know what
Tuesday.
it's about? It's about holding on to all this power, and as you can see, I got a lot of it.
Yeah, it's me,
and
Big
I'm not
Zeus.
sharing any of it. Cause guess what? It's me, Big Zeus, doing what I wanna do. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales just tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales just tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show started. We don't have much time to do all of this stuff because you know what's going on. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hear me? Because somebody said they can't hear me. Can you all hear me? Who's lying out there? Can you all hear me? Okay, thank you. Don't lie on my show. Thought so. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You could tell that I made it. Look at my grass. They know it. I play the game so raw. I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room, how we made it, yeah. This is what's supposed to happen when you get famous. The algorithm turned him to a maniac. Yeah, I guess we go. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. And it's my best. I did hear it go out just a second. I say it with my chest because I mean, here it comes. I forgot this was coming. I did. But here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes.
I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Oh. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
I just hate it.
It's like deja vu.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. I'm your host, I'm your pilot, and once again we're gathered to come together to try to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of this guy right here, Donald J. Trump, and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all know are hell bent on destroying this great country of ours. These people, they're totally sick. But before I get into that, let's take care of some very, very important housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H as well. It's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest adult on TikTok. Seriously. Because I don't got time to be playing kid games anymore with these folks out here. Maverick. All right, I'll deal with you in just a second. All right, I got a lot of haters out there, and they do things because I'm so honest, and I'm like, well, don't you want somebody that's honest? I mean, I don't get it. So yeah, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H, like I said, is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. The second H is it's because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, everyone knows I'll be the first to apologize. But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, it doesn't mean I owe you an apology. It most likely means you need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. All right, Maverick. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the one that I'm realizing I got to lean more into, especially to the conservative women out there. This is the one that I'm using now to get them to drop their defenses so that I can get in there and hit them with the truth, right? It's because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you, Psycho Queen. Yeah. And many of you know what I do over here, and now I realize it's not just over here. I'll go to any red space, ladies and gentlemen, and do the same thing. What I do is incredible, and I don't do it by myself. I do it with all of you wonderful people. It's incredible. It's spectacular. It's magical. It's theatrical, right? What we do is, you've been listening for 3 minutes and you've counted 15 lies. Shell, promise. If you could, Shell, could you honestly send us a guest request and ask the chat? I will let you come up here and try to prove that I'm lying. I promise you I will. And this is your first time seeing me, Shell. But most likely Shell won't do that because Shell, she's got an excuse. I'm sitting in the bathtub, Zeus. I can't do it. Okay. I've heard that one before. Oh no, Zeus. I'm at work right now, Zeus. I can't do it right now. Okay. Zeus, I'm in the middle of cooking breakfast. They come up with all of these excuses, Shell. Send us a guest request and come on up here and prove that I'm lying. All right. But if not, do us a huge favor and just sit your special behind down. As a matter of fact, let's go on with that. If there's anybody out there, see, I was being calm. Wasn't I so calm this morning? I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do another show and once again go through all of these issues with these folks to help them see that this country, as far as I'm concerned, we're not going to have a country anymore if we keep letting this guy right here waste taxpayers' money. He's golfing right now, $10 million to go around cheating and distracting us from what we all know is the biggest thing in this country's history that we've ever had to deal with, which is obviously the E-file. So listen up, Shell. If you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and looking at your profile picture, I'll go ahead and say it. I'll probably ruin your relationship with whoever you're in a relationship with because I'm going to be telling so much truth that your head's going to spin around. It's going to pop off, right? And if you don't want that to happen, ask. You can go around, Shell, and ask. These other characters. They know who they are. The Russian bears. There's a third bear now. There's 3 bears now. There used to be 2. There's 3. Go ask the Russian bears. Go ask Snuggie, all right, because he's the worst of them, and just ask them: Is Zeus someone I should play around with? And they'll tell you, no, please. Whatever you do, if you want to protect yourself, just leave him and his kingdom alone because they'll do a number on you, all right? And we do it because we just tell the truth and we don't flinch when we do. So if you don't want that experience, Shell, do us all a huge favor and leave this show right now because, like I said, it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I promise you it will, but get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let the doors through the Thunderdome officially close. I take no responsibility for the truth that's going to start flying around here. There's going to be a lot of sparks flying. And I'm not out here, honestly, for people to say, oh, I like you, you're awesome. No, that's not why I'm out here. I don't need any of that. What I am out here to do is very simple. I'm here to save a country, all right? It's sad. I could be doing so many things with my life right now. I'm a busy person. A lot of us are busy people. But unfortunately, we can't do that because we have the most incompetent administration running this country. Not only is he a liar, but once again, we're forced to deal with something very dark in America right now. And it's the E-files, and I've been saying it ever since it's been known. Not only is he cursed, right? He has the Epstein curse. It's the Epstein hand, and it's the swollen ankles. And now I'm hearing that he's losing his hearing. This is the sign that he's obviously cursed. And so what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is we'll pick up from where we left off. All right, we'll pick up.
Sure. If
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time?
Yeah.
Do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go on ahead. Well, I'll do this. Before I get into Jeffrey Epstein, what I'll do is this. We'll talk about some of the other things. Like I said, I went into a Red Live yesterday, and they know who they are. These two ladies in there. How many of you, ladies and gentlemen, did you all see me go into one of those Red Lives yesterday? I don't know if you endured the entire time, but how many of you at least were aware you was in there? I never. And this is the visual I went to bed with. And I got to say this. This is what I do. I go in there, and the goal really isn't to get them to agree always with what I'm saying, right? The goal is to get them to demonstrate to me that they actually know what I'm talking about, right? And it was so amazing because they actually put things on the screen. Right. And I don't think they understood what I was doing, but I think they're going to reflect on this because it's very powerful the way that I did. They put Donald Trump on the flight logs in the background. They did this and they pointed to it and then they said, see, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, they don't understand that if we just mute these mics, right, and none of us are talking and people just looked at this looks crazy. How do you point to your dear leader on the flight logs and smile about it? It was crazy. They did the same thing with the E. Jean Carroll case, right? They tried to hide and say, well, he didn't grape her. But then I remember, I got it. And they pointed to Donald Trump being checked yes for SAing E. Jean Carroll. And I said, do you Trump supporters, do you not understand? And I think these are some incredible people because they were very nice to me as much as they could. But I said, do you not understand that if you point to things like that and his name is on it, it's not a win for you, it's a win for me, W. Zeus. If you point out that your dear leader is tied to a SAer, a predator, all right, and you got all these examples you're queuing up, you can't pull that up, say, now look, he's there, but he's not there. No, it doesn't work like that. So they know that Donald Trump is all over the E-files. And I said, but they don't want to admit it and they don't want to, hold this man accountable. And again, we'll get into some of the things that have been going on with the E-files. But I said, now, we're going to let that simmer in their brains for a quick second because they go, well, why do you just want to talk about the E-files? Isn't there anything else you want to talk about? And I say, well, I got to go, but if you want me to, we can talk about some of these other things like, mass deportations and the tariffs. And they seem to think these things are good. How many people think mass deportations are a good thing? How many people out there think mass deportations are a good thing? Because I got a story to share with you. All right. And this is why I do not allow MAGA. Thank you. W to everyone that says. So I don't know if any of you have been following this, but I've been keeping an eye on it, and I decided now's a good time to bring it up, because what I don't like is when there's people, especially some of the people who are on the left, and they know who they are. Alter ego. I don't know if he's here. Oh, Zeus. You're so mean when you start talking about the Latinos for Trump, and you're making it sound like you're mocking them. And I don't want to mock people, all right? Especially people who are well-to-do, and they're actually in here trying to do the right thing. That's never been my style. But I do mock people who aren't getting it. And that goes to the Trump supporters, the MAGA, the Latinos for Trump. Their gloves are off. I got to mock them because they actually don't understand that this isn't a game. This is, okay, alter ego, then you got to clear it up. But this is not a game. You should have listened to us while we were on TikTok for the past 3.5 years. It's simple. Donald Trump bad, Kamala good. They didn't get it. And so now we're actually at a point where we're experiencing real life consequences. All right. And let's start with Glen Valley Foods. How many of you heard of them? This is a business out in Nebraska. All right. And they've been hiring a lot of people that obviously have been victims. I call them victims of the ICE raids. And so this video came out about a month ago. All right. The owner, he basically goes on, local news, and he says, it was an ICE raid. And I had no clue that were going to do this. And now my business is in shambles. All right. So go look it up. Glen Valley Foods. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to show people the impact of what Donald Trump's mass deportations are doing. All right. Obviously, this is not just he's not just going after the criminals. He's going after women and children, too.
Our family. That's right. That's right. I go to Mexico in the winter and I'm treated like a queen. Well, and then I see how their people are treated here. And that's horrendous.
So the reporter has randomly found Gary Rower, owner and CEO of Glen Valley Foods, all right? And he's in his car, and he's being asked, the reporter doesn't know who he is, but they're asking, like, what the heck happened?
Mind if I get a couple comments, sir? Pardon me? I'm from Harold. Did you care if I got a couple comments?
Well, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. So did you just leave the building?
Correct.
And do you work there?
Correct.
And what's your name and what's your title there?
My name is Gary Rower, and I'm the CEO and the owner.
Okay. Do you know about this in advance?
Of course not.
So he didn't know about the raids in advance, all right? But you can just see on his face, this is devastating.
It's a raid.
It's a raid.
So how many people are being affected by this?
97.
97 people? Have you been told
97 people were impacted by this.
what's going to happen to them?
Nobody knows.
So did they
They're being screened right now.
Did they let you go in and talk to anybody or be a part of it at all?
Yes.
So what did you have to do? Just stand there and watch what was happening?
Yes.
And what did they say about your company? Are you under any charges because you had aliens?
Absolutely not, because we e-verified 100% of...
So she asked him, are you, as the business owner, under any charges? He absolutely not. We e-verified all of our employees. So, for all of the people out there that are trying to say the businesses are somehow running a scheme, no, he's saying he ran and he did everything in his power to verify that these people were eligible to work. And still this happened to him.
All the employees, we've done that since the company started.
Okay, and what's the exact name of the company?
Glen Valley Foods.
And you said you're the CEO?
Correct.
And could you spell your first and last name?
G-A-R-Y. Spell my first name.
G-A-R.
G-A-R-Y.
Okay, and your last name?
Gary.
Okay, and your last name?
Is R-O-H-W-A-R.
So, are you obligated to let them in? Was there any way you could tell them they couldn't come in?
Are you kidding me? That's the federal government.
Are you obligated to let ICE in? He says, are you kidding me? That's the federal government. How am I going to tell the federal government what to do? Yeah. Ruining people's lives, ruining people's businesses. And this is the setting that I want MAGA to see. This is what they've created. All right. Now, the next part of this story, we're going to jump ahead. You can go look this up. Is let's listen to one of the victims of what happened during this raid. All right, and there's a lesson in this that I'm going to get to.
During the Glen Valley Foods raid was released from the Lincoln County.
Hold on.
On Monday, a person detained during the Glen Valley Foods raid was released from the Lincoln County Detention Facility in North Platte.
And it comes after KETV Investigates revealed a leaked DHS directive. It tightens eligibility for detainees to be released on bond.
Well, today, Madison Perales dug into the efforts to make this happen. Madison.
Rob, Julie, I learned that ACLU, along with several other advocacy organizations, worked day and night, even into the weekend, to prove why this person deserved to be released on bond. The end result? A man reunited with his family while his immigration case continues.
Oh.
The family was just wrapped in support.
One of the Glen Valley Foods detainees, who won't be named for confidentiality reasons, was reunited with his partner and 2 children Monday, but not without some hurdles.
It was a lot of advocacy organizations working in tandem to make this happen.
He was set to go through removal proceedings. ACLU's executive director, Mindy Rush Chipman, says the immigration judge decides if a person is eligible for bond during these types of proceedings. On July 9th,
his immigration attorney represented him and proved to the immigration judge that he was not a flight risk and not a danger to the community.
He had a $10,000 bond that was paid the next day thanks to the help of the Prairie Lands Freedom Fund.
It's not easy to get that money together, and some people, they have to be really going on the salary that they have and borrow money, sell their own stuff.
Yeah.
His family drove 4 hours to find out he wasn't being released.
Wow.
They returned to the detention center the next day, and unfortunately were told again he's not going to be released.
Chipman says when ACLU learned about this, the detainee's attorney, ACLU, and other advocacy organizations contacted ICE
to point out that our client had done everything that he was supposed to do and that there was an immigration court order that needed to be followed.
Okay.
Leading to his release.
He was able to, be reunited with his family. His co-workers that are still at Lincoln County Detention Center, unfortunately, have not had that reunification yet.
Chipman says these case proceedings can take years. Adding this individual's next hearing is scheduled for April 2026.
That's not the trial. That is just what we would call like a preliminary hearing.
Wow. So here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One person detained wrongfully. Good thing the community was able to raise $10,000 to get him out, and they had to prove that this person wasn't a threat. And you have to say to yourself, wow, I thought he was only going after, the criminals, the bad guys. No, he's going after regular people in this country who are just trying to do the right thing, going through the immigration process. Obviously it's backdated, but Donald Trump doesn't care. He's all about destroying lives. So when you hear these Trump supporters getting on TikTok and talking about, oh, Donald Trump is doing a great job, he's securing the border, I'm just going to ask you to tell them, please don't say that. Don't lie. He's not securing the border. What he's doing is he's ruining lives. And you know what? I hope everyone's keeping tab of these. So I'm calling them what they are. These are war crimes. All right. I hope we're all keeping track of these war crimes, because I'm going to be honest. You can't be sending people to concentration camps. You know what I'm talking about. Alligator Alcatraz, and then doing things like this. People trying to do the right thing and you still do them dirty. What a disgrace. Scott, what a disgrace, Scott. You know what I'm going to do, Scott, since you think this is about Joe Biden? I haven't mentioned anything about Joe Biden. I haven't mentioned anything about Barack Obama, but since you brought him up, Scott, do me a favor. Go get the evidence that they committed crimes. Go get me the evidence that they've been arrested. Has Obama been arrested, MAGA? Has he been arrested? Has President Obama been arrested? The answer is no. Has Adam Schiff been arrested, MAGA? No. Has Gavin Newsom been arrested, MAGA? No. When are you going to wake up and realize that Donald Trump is gaslighting you while he's golfing and spending your money? Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want to go do it so early, but I'm going to warm up the lake of fire. For you, Scott, obviously, you love being lied to. You love being manipulated. As long as you can point at me and the Democrats, you're okay with it, huh? It just shows me you're a prime candidate for, guess what?
Silence, you MAGA demon!
What do you anybody else likes Scott.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
Yeah.
very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Get on out of here.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, now that we've kind of given you that, now there's a new update come from the New York Times, and this is called, it says, ICE took half of their workforce. This is now, basically, when you read this story, you go, okay, so this happened a month ago, they did the raid. What's happening at Glen Valley right now, an American business, right? Because this is the point I was really trying to make. So what we'll do is, I'm going to give you all an example of what life is like now for the CEO and all the employees running this business now that their workforce has been basically sacked by ICE. This is how it begins. They gathered in a conference room for the weekly management meeting, even though there was hardly anyone left to manage. This is in the New York Times. Chad Hartman, the president of Glen Valley Foods in Omaha, pushed a few empty chairs to the side of the room and then passed around a sheet totaling the latest production numbers. Take a deep breath and brace yourselves, he says. For more than a decade, Glen Valley's production reports had told a story of steady ascendance, new hires, new manufacturing lines, new sales records for one of the fastest growing meat packing companies in the Midwest. But in a matter of weeks, production had plummeted by almost 70%. MAGA. Can you say 70% with me, MAGA? Say 70%, MAGA. Go ahead. Let me get one of them out there. I want to make sure MAGA understands this. 70%. Imagine conservative Christina. Imagine 70% of your paycheck getting cooked. Thank you, Scott. 70%. Thank you, Scott. That's pretty nice of you. Most of the workforce was gone. Half of the maintenance crew was in the process of being deported. The director of human resources had stopped coming to work, and more than 50 employees were being held at a detention facility in rural Nebraska. Imagine this happening. Hartman, 52, folded the printed sheet into tiny squares and waited out the silence. Quote, so this gives you a pretty good sense of the work we have ahead of us. Imagine that. You're in a room, empty, and you're talking to the walls. Well, this is pretty much the work we have ahead of us. Yeah, Donald Trump just canceled your Christmas. He just cut your water off, huh? Quote, it's a wipeout, said Gary Roller, the owner. We're building back up from ground zero. It had almost been 3 weeks since dozens of federal agents arrived at the factory's door with a battering ram and a warrant for 107 workers, who they said were undocumented immigrants using false identification, part of a wave of workplace raids carried out by the Trump administration this summer. The president's advisors had set a target of 3,000 arrests per day, shifting the focus of enforcement away from the border into the heart of the American economy. Scott, did you hear what I just said? Let me repeat that because I know it went right over Scott's head. The president's advisors had set a target of 3,000 arrests per day, shifting the focus of enforcement away from the border and into the heart of the American economy. Is that really America first when the president is attacking you as an American, you and your business? Because he's trying to meet a quota? Trump had vowed to pursue bloodthirsty criminals during his campaign, but he had also promised the largest mass deportation in history, which meant agents were rounding up hundreds of immigrants from restaurant kitchens, avocado groves, construction sites, and meat processing facilities where most of the workforce was foreign-born. Rower 84 had always used a federal online system called E-Verify to check whether his employees were eligible to work, and Glen Valley Foods itself had not been accused of any violations. Rower was a registered Republican, in a conservative state. But he voted for a Democrat for the first time in the 2024 election, in part because of Trump's treatment for immigrants. Rower couldn't square the government's accusations of criminal dishonesty with the employees he'd faced for decades as, quote, salt of the earth. Incredible people who helped build the community, he said. Most of them had no criminal history aside from a handful of traffic violations. Many were working mothers. Let me repeat that. Many were working mothers. I'm done. And now they're calling the office from detention and asking for legal advice. Their children, U.S. citizens, were struggling at home and in some cases subsiding on donations of the company's frozen steak. This is sick. Quote, I'm furious about what happened to our people, but we have to keep the machines running. We need more people trained and ready to go. Trained by who? Another manager asked. We lost every supervisor out there. If you ran a machine or checked temperatures or did anything important, you're gone. This is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening to this business. And we'll go around. Ever since videos of the raid spread across social media, Rower has answered dozens of calls from strangers who accused him of stealing American jobs. But Nebraska was experiencing a work shortage with only 66 qualified workers for every 100 positions. Almost every one of the company's new applicants was also a Hispanic immigrant. Quote, there are some jobs Americans don't want to do, Rower tried explaining to one caller. We're caught up in a broken system. So I'll say this to you Trump supporters. You can go read this story for yourself. Why don't you go out here and do these jobs? Why don't I see a sea of red hats going out there to make America great by doing this back-breaking work? Instead, you get a sea of red hats going to the Capitol and trying to cause an insurrection against the United States government. So, ladies and gentlemen, let this be one of many, and there's thousands of stories just like this, that you can go and use when you're talking to these Trump supporters on the internet and they're out here saying, hey, he's doing good with immigration. You say, no. He's destroying America and the businesses in America with these ICE raids, right? And this is not just local to Democrat places. This is in red states, red cities, all right? And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or not. He's going to do it because this guy's sick. This guy's evil. And so what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. We got to do judgment. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. For all the lazy Trump supporters out there wearing those red hats, but they won't get out there and do any of these back-breaking work that the people who have been immigrating into this country trying to do the right thing, they won't do it, all right? But they'll get on TikTok and they'll brag and say, oh, Donald Trump's doing a great job. Let's go ahead and send these liars where they came from. Straight to hell! Now, let's talk about something else real quick, because, you know, one of the other things they said, they think these tariffs are a good idea, and I just want to make sure y'all understand. Fox News did something incredible yesterday when it came to the tariffs. They actually admitted that Donald Trump's 15% tariffs on the EU are a disaster for Americans. All right. So let's get this on the record, because this was one of the other things they were trying to convince me in there. You know, I was in there arguing with them about Jeffrey E. Right. And that's not going anywhere. But I just wanted them to understand, if you're talking immigration, Donald Trump isn't doing that great with immigration. All right. Because a lot of the people that matter, the independents, they're listening and they're looking at what Donald Trump's doing and they're saying absolutely not. The next thing is the tariffs. How many of you think those tariffs are a good idea out there? How many people think the tariffs are good out there? What we'll do is we'll give you an example of why the tariffs are actually very, very bad for you. All right. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
You cool 600.
Here he goes.
Just show everyone at home This is essentially 15% across the board tariff, so we're going to get some more income. No tariff on U.S. exports to the EU. Cool. $600 billion invested in the U.S. That's almost like the Japanese sovereign fund that they put into our country. I think that's $700 billion. But now they're going to get $750 billion more of the American energy. I think a lot of that's natural gas. You study this stuff. You know about the relationships between the EU and the U.S. What does it mean to you?
Listen, it's a good deal. Thank God we got it out of the way. They're our biggest trading partner, and if we had massive tariffs on their goods and they put tariffs on our goods, that type of trade war would not be good for the U.S. economy. The markets are going to like this deal. Now, let's just break down what you said. The stuff that they're buying from us, they probably would have bought anyway.
Here goes Dunk. Dunk, listen to this, Dunk.
They're cutting back on Russian natural gas, obviously, for a lot of reasons. They're building out their military because of Russian expansionism. So that they were going to do that anyway. And when you say we get 15%, true, but that means U.S. consumers are paying 15% more too. So it's kind of like a tax increase on U.S. consumers. That's one way to look at this.
So, Dunk, what I did was I just dunked on you. The tariffs, whatever the percentage is, it's an additional tax on you. Yeah, believe it or not, Dunk, the person running around here saying you've just got the largest tax cut in American history with the big, beautiful bill, right? He's lying to you because on the back end, he's sending you through, he's taxing you with the tariffs. Yeah, collecting your money and going golfing with it, Dunk. But guess what, Dunk? As long as you can hate on a brother like Barack Obama, you're okay giving up your money. You know, the good book says a fool and his money will soon part ways, right? That's what's in the Bible. Maybe you should look into that, Dunk. And this is why MAGA is currently in the situation they're in. Any of you Trump supporters out there struggling financially, go ahead, put a 1 in the chat. Any Trump supporters out there struggling financially, because I just gave you the game. Any Trump supporters out there struggling financially, I just gave you the game. The reason you're struggling financially is because your dear leader, he's raking you over the coals every single chance he gets. Every day, like Gregory, every day, Gregory, he wakes up with a new hustle, a new scheme to figure out how to get Gregory to send him a couple of dollars. Yeah. Oh, buy my shoes, buy my phone. It ain't made it. None of it's made here, but hey, I'm selling it and you got to buy it, right? Jonathan, you think Obama was trash? Okay, Jonathan and Gregory. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up let's warm up the lake of fire for Jonathan and Gregory. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I'm doing is telling y'all the truth about your dear leader, and y'all are really struggling to deal with it. All right, and so maybe this will help you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send Jonathan and Gregory, these liars, where they came from, straight to hell.
Silence, you knocker.
Now this last part, we all endured it. All right, we all endured it. But you know, it wouldn't be a show without a show. This is, ladies and gentlemen, back on the biggest thing, the biggest elephant in the room. You know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. This is not going away. And you know, Morning Joe, they did it today. We're gonna listen to it. Just listen to how Donald Trump he's trying to convince his base. Just let go of the Epstein thing, and they're not letting it go. All right, especially Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's not letting this go, and so Gregory, you got to wake up. Spreading lies. What have you done for the USA lately? Okay, hold on, Sam. Come on up here, Sam. You got time this morning, Sam? I can answer this question for you. All right.
Still, to avoid questions about Jeffrey Epstein, this time while he visits Scotland during a news conference yesterday with UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer at President Trump's golf club in Turnberry. The president again called the Epstein case a hoax, blamed the Democrats, and added that he never visited Epstein's Caribbean island.
For years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me.
Oh. Okay.
I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth.
How many of you all believe that Donald Trump and Epstein had a falling out over some property? How many of y'all believe that? How many of you Trump supporters believed it was a property dispute? I guess, and I shouldn't laugh, but maybe in their sick world, property means something totally different. I just thought of that. See, the thing about Donald Trump is you got to ask him those questions he's not already got a canned response ready for, because he's ready to lie. But when you catch him off guard, that's when you're going to get him rambling and talking and saying things that then you'll probably be able to put clues together. And so what I gathered from this, and your Trump supporters, take my word, I can understand MAGA well. It's MAGAnese, right? I call it MAGAnese, right? I understand what he was saying, and he said this because, he had this one woman, Gouffre, I believe is her name. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but she used to work for Donald Trump, and then Epstein took her, and then she later told the story about how, her name was Virginia, I believe, too. She told the story about, what Epstein did to her. So you put two and two together, and you're going, what employees is Trump talking about? And then you connect the dots, and you're going, he's talking about possibly these victims of it. Got it. And so Donald Trump tells on himself quite a bit.
And by the way, I never went to the island. It's a hoax that's been built up.
So when you say I never went to the island, that's dead giveaway you went to the island. No one was asking you if you even went to the island, right? When a person just randomly says that, like, I never went to the island, your mind goes, okay, you went to the island. This is Donald Trump telling on himself. By the way, Donald Trump is honestly his worst enemy.
Way beyond proportion. I can say this, those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey, they were run by Garland, they were run by Biden, and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax.
Kind of just Mad Libs there. Auto pen, hoax, scum. The president also reiterated he has the ability to pardon convicted Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell if he wants to. Meanwhile, the Trump administration seems to believe the president's base will move on from the Epstein files. It has not. But podcaster Joe Rogan disagrees, calling out the administration for gaslighting its supporters. Here's what some of Rogan said on Friday.
Joe Rogan, you got to take it.
We still have ADHD, right, collectively as a nation, right? I mean, things move on. And I think maybe that's what they're, some people are saying, look, they've called the recess on Capitol Hill because they figure by the time they come back in September, everybody will have moved on from this, right?
Yeah.
I think they're wrong. I don't think this feels like and just looks like that one of those handful of conspiracies, again, you go to JFK or whomever, that's just going to hang around.
This is a line in the sand.
Yeah.
This one's a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Because this is one where there's a lot of stuff about, when we thought Trump was going to come in and then a lot of things are going to be resolved.
Yeah.
We're going to drain the swamp, we're going to figure everything out. And when you have this one hardcore line in the sand that everybody had been talking about forever, and then they're trying to gaslight you on that.
So Joe Rogan talking to a former CIA officer.
There you go. So what we're going to do is W to Joe Rogan, because it's really proof that, there's a saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. This situation with Jeffrey Epstein, MAGA, this is yours. Don't ask us, well, why didn't Obama do anything with it? Why didn't Biden do anything with it? This is because this all began with right-wing conspiracies. See, the thing is, you thought this list was going to come out and implicate a bunch of Democrats, and then you were going to go on your little thing and do it. Oh, we got the Democrats did the right. But now, like I told you earlier, all of you are hosting lives, and you're pointing at your dear leader all over those files. You have Pam Bondi lying to you, telling you they're on her desk, and then she turns around and says, oh, no, there's nothing there. And then they say, oh, we're not moving forward with any charges. And in other words, she's saying, I'm not going to go out any further with this, because if I do, it'll totally destroy MAGA. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go do one more round of the Lake of Fire. And I'm going to warm up the Lake of Fire, because I want every Trump supporter out there to understand this. Every day that you struggle to realize that this guy behind you is the list. He is all over those Epstein files. He is the deep state. Is just more proof that you're in a cult and you're just as guilty as him. You're protecting predators, and maybe you are a predator, right? So what we're going to do is send you disgusting people where you came from. Let's go ahead and send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA
Zeus. I know every Trump supporter in here right now. I've totally annihilated them. They've been totally obliterated. And I'm pretty sure whatever they were having for breakfast, they're not eating it anymore because I've totally ruined their breakfast. And so what I'll do is I'll give an opportunity to the Trump supporters. Are there any Trump supporters out there that want to get up here and try to defend this or repent for voting for Donald Trump? Anyone out there that regrets their vote, put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. And what I'll do is I'll call the dogs off. I'll call the dogs off for about 2 minutes. And we'll ask the dogs, please don't get too vicious. Don't show your teeth to these people. But are there any Trump supporters that want to come clean today and admit that they made a nasty mistake? All right. Yeah, Sharon, who's asking you to do that, Sharon? Who's asking you to do that, Sharon? If you don't, like I said, if you have a problem with the way that I'm running this show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah, Sharon, just leave. Yeah. Miles, defend what? Do you want to defend your dear leader? I don't know if you're Ben. Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter? Ben, are you a Trump supporter? Because I'm looking for one Trump supporter that has the courage, to get up here and talk. You owned those 2 ladies last night. I did, Uncle Danny. Thank you, Uncle Danny. I know. Yeah. And Uncle Danny, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. And I'm going off topic a little. I'm going off teleprompter. It's crazy, right? Oh, Alicia, could you come on up here, Alicia? Alicia, come on up here. I sent Alicia an invite. I know Alicia probably won't do it, but I'll say this. It was incredible, Uncle Danny. I go in there and these 2 ladies, and when you hear these 2 women saying things like, "Oh, Donald Trump, he didn't harm E. Jean Carroll, right? Oh no, he didn't do anything to these 26 other women," and then they pivot to Biden, and they quickly jump on Biden and Ashley Biden in the diary. Oh, they just pound. Diddy, what about Diddy? Oh, pound, Diddy. Oh. But Donald Trump, they go, oh, I can't just bring myself to that point where I have to say that, and I say this to a conservative Christina. At a certain point, ladies, y'all gotta look this man in the eye and say, Daddy, why did you do this to me? All right. And I say it that way because your daddy, Donald Trump, he is lying to you and he's making you get out here and say things. You're saying things that make absolutely no sense. They took the E. Jean Carroll story and they said, oh, well, if a man invites you, and I'm paraphrasing quite a bit, if a man invites you to a department store and then he asks you to try on clothes, then you knew what you were getting into. And if you were laughing while all of that was happening, then you knew what you were getting into. This is what I was told in that live yesterday. And I'm listening to this and I said, ladies, and I was trying to get this point across. Please don't say stuff like that on the internet because you got to understand, I'm a very respectful person. I'm restrained, right? No, Miles, I'm not spinning it. I'm telling you the truth. All right, W. Rick. I'm a respectful man. I listen to what you're saying and I keep it in context and I go, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say, but ultimately we're all adults and we're all going to have to be held accountable for whatever we do. So even if a woman is saying all of that stuff, she always has the right to basically say, I changed my mind. And if she does change her mind, you have to support that, right? But there's a lot of men out here, all right, that they listen to what you said, ladies, and they're going, yeah, see, she's the type, right? And they'll take you up on your offer, right? And that's the problem. Don't say things like that and forget the fact that you got some real crazy individuals out here, and MAGA in particular. A lot of these MAGA men are disgusting. A lot of them. And I heard what they were saying, and I said, you can't say that to a predator, because when you say stuff like that to a predator, they're going to take you up on your offer. Yeah, let's go shopping. Oh, they're going to go take you to the little dressing room, and they're going to probably try to put you in a predicament and make you basically eat your words, right? And that's why I said, ladies, Donald Trump did this to you. And that's why I say to the women out there that are supporting Donald Trump, look this man in his eyes and honestly say, Daddy, why did you do this to me? Why do you have me out here on the internet saying things that you and I both know aren't really good things to be saying? And that's because Donald Trump doesn't love you. He doesn't care about you. He's cheated on all of his wives. Think about that. If you cheat on all your wives, what do you think he thinks about you? W. Zeus. Viper is obsessed with me. Yeah. Viper, Papa is laid out there. Yeah. Just, I mean, and I got to say it to them because I know Donald Trump is kind of the one that we tend to talk about, but a lot of the MAGA men out here, they're lame. They don't have an identity. They don't have game. They don't know how to get out here and stand on their own. So when they put that red hat on, they feel like they are Donald Trump and they can do everything Donald Trump does. And I know that the MAGA women are dealing with this, right? And this is the issue. Zeus, you got people in the comments making threats. Well, no one should be making threats, Vegas girl, honestly. But you know, Vegas girl, it's incredible. You come onto my platform, even though you say you don't like me. You, the Russian Bears, all of y'all. Why do you ladies continue to come over here and talk to Big Zeus and all of the people, the wonderful people in here, if you don't like us Democrats? Why? I mean, haven't we all? Why does MAGA continue to come on over here? Not just here, but they go all, if you don't like the Democrats. And I know the answer. It's because I know, Vegas girl, especially you. You know you're wrong. You know it. You know that what you're doing is a violation of all the things that you've been professing out there in the real world. It's entertaining to you. You think watching people be victimized by the Trump administration is entertaining? See, I don't even think these people. I don't even think a lot of y'all understand what you're saying when you're saying it goes right in that bucket, Vegas girl. You know, when you and I were talking and I asked you, why do you hang out with people who are clearly racist and they use slurs? And your response was, well, they didn't say it to me. Remember? And I said, does she hear? Does she hear what she is saying? Because any other circumstance, let's say you have one of your loved ones and they were the victim of something very terrible. And they say, oh, we can't do anything about that because it didn't happen to me. You would blow a gasket. And it's this hypocrisy that Big Zeus continues to call out when I'm dealing with MAGA. The MAGA hypocrisy will be their downfall. And that's why I say it's all over this country. We got a president with the Epstein curse. You got these red states that don't believe in climate change getting whooped over the head with natural disasters because they refuse to believe science. And this is to me, you know, an example of you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. You make your bed, you gotta lay in it. Don't bring up Barack Obama. Don't bring up Joe Biden. Don't bring up any other Democrats. No. Go look at yourselves in the mirror and do the work. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Small Teddy, you don't want to come up here, Small Teddy. So, ladies and gentlemen, Small Teddy doesn't want to come. I'm going to go to the box, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go hear from those of you who are clearly brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth, because none of these Trump supporters want to get up here.
What's going on, Zeus? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, bro? WQ, dog. Am I being too mean to these people this morning, Q Dog? I think it's been like 3 weeks, right? They don't want to come up here. Am I being too mean to these folks?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
And when you was bringing me up, I was literally responding to what you said straight to Vegas girl. And I'm going to say it clear and plain and simple. That's some effed up stuff to say. That means you're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
You see it going on, you hear it going on, but you sit back and say, "Well, it's not happening to me." Oh well. But you want to play victim when it does happen to you.
You think she would play victim, Q Dog?
There's no doubt in my mind. I bet every dollar in my bank account that she would.
Y'all think she would play victim? Do we all think that the ladies out here defending Donald Trump, do you think they would honestly play victim if there was a scenario out there that happened? I mean, I'm curious because I don't believe them when they say that, oh, I think Trump is innocent. And look at all the chat. The chat says yes. WQ, dog. W to the chat. See? Absolutely. Wow.
You can't sit there and say, "Oh, woe is me" when it's happening to you, and just say, "Oh well, deal with it when it happens to other people," because that word karma, it comes back around twice as hard when you want to be there and be the person that point the finger all the time, the time. But then when it happens to you, what did I do? What did I do?
Yeah.
Is what you didn't do.
Yeah.
You didn't stand up for people when things were being done wrong, and you know it was happening. You know it was happening.
Yeah.
But you want help when it comes around to your doorstep. It doesn't work that way.
That's
if you
crazy.
see something, or hear something wrong, say something.
Yep. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, right?
It doesn't.
No.
Because trust me, if you were great and there was a bunch of men that stood around and watched it happen and then walked off, you would have all types of things to say about those men.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything when you saw it happen. You're disgusting. You're despicable. And everybody that would back you would say the same thing.
Yeah.
So what's the difference when you see something happening to black and brown folks? And
Thank you.
think, oh well, it's not happening to me.
Or let's look at the example with Trump, right? How can they get out here and defend what he is saying and doing with the e-files and not take what you're saying into consideration? Doesn't that speak volumes?
That's the part that really irks my nerve.
Yeah.
You ain't got no problem as long when he bringing out any type of files dealing with Martin Luther King, anybody of a black or brown race. But when we talk about what's going on with him, and it's happening.
Yeah.
You've seen footage in the tabloids, in the media, or whatnot. You see bits and pieces. And I'm gonna say this to break it down, and I separate the man from the music because the man is amazing when it comes to music, but I don't condone what R. Kelly was doing.
Yeah. None of us do.
Y'all saw for years things that would happen all the way back to Aaliyah. And you brushed it to the side because he can make my daughter a star. He can do this. Oh, and y'all were allowing your children just to go with this man, a stranger to be exact. And y'all just ignored it until it actually hit your doorstep. Now you want to bring everything out of the dungeon on this person. Where's that same energy with Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Because we've seen it happening for years and years, all the way back to the 70s and 80s. You see it happening, but you still want to ignore the fact, oh, he's a great man. You see this man breaking down right in front of your face. His body, his mind, his speech, everything is crumbling right down in front of your face. And you still say that this guy's a great man. They said that about Smittler.
Oh!
They said he was a great man. Oh, he was the best. Oh, hats off to Smittler. What happened to Smittler?
Yeah. Every cult ends in a nasty, evil way. There's no upside to this. And MAGA knows this. That's why I say, are you really thinking it's the Democrats that are doing this to you? No. It's your dear leader. I want MAGA to put this visual in their head. MAGA, close your eyes and imagine Donald Trump with his hands around your neck. All right?
I'll
That's
give you
what's going on right now.
I'll give you another one that y'all know very well about, and it's on the same lines of what's going on with Trump. Jim Jones. They said he was a great man. Oh, he was a man of God.
Yeah.
Oh, he is the best of the best.
Yeah.
Until that Kool-Aid laid everybody down by the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah. He had them believing it was us versus them. He was doing things, he called them drills, revolutionary, unaliving drills. He would trick them into thinking that he put something in there just to see how they would react. And if they were still loyal, he'd let them stay. The ones that weren't, he'd tell them, you got to go. So this is what Donald Trump is doing. He's conditioning them for the end. And they don't even get it.
And y'all won't realize it until you're down by the wayside.
Yep.
And you crying up, God, why have you forsaken me? Well, I told you a long time ago, I've given you test after test after test. But you kept denying my name, and you wanted to praise his name. You wanted to praise that orange man. You really think that the guy sitting back, watching you just break down and demise yourself.
Viper, we're talking about Donald Trump. We're not talking about the Democrats. If you all could do me, Vegas girl, if you all could do us a favor, just listen.
So you keep making excuses.
Thank you.
For a man.
Thank
you. Keep making it. See, when you put your faith in man is going to fail you every time. You take one more step away from God, one more step away from His word, one more step away from His laws, and you put it all in man. Trump can't put himself in heaven or hell. So why would you put your faith in him?
He can't even stop his ankles from swelling.
He's just like you.
Yeah.
He can't stop his health from deteriorating. He can't stop his mind from being lost.
Thank you.
He can't stop his words from being disgruntled. He can't do any of that. If he could, he would. If he could, things that he would say would make sense instead of rambling craziness. And you hear it, you see it. But you decide to scramble your brain to fit his narrative. And you know what that means?
What's that?
You're taking yourself further and further away from God's word.
Amen.
And he's going to take you and Trump and anybody else that wants to follow man and put you all in a box and dump you straight in the ocean.
Bingo.
You won't be able to find that key to save your life. Wow. You better wake up, Blagger.
Thank you.
MAGA. You better wake up and stop praising man.
Thank you.
Stop putting man before God.
Yes.
Because if you don't, go ahead. You might as well go ahead and take yourself yourself off the cliff.
Yes. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you, all right? We're going to move it along, all right?
No doubt, bro.
All right, WQ Dog. Yes. Please, no threats in the chat. I saw Rick write that. We don't want that. We have to protect the live, all right? I'm good with the bashing, but keep it as clean as possible. All right? We got to protect the platform. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so what I'm seeing is that the Trump supporters today, this morning, they're not happy. They know Donald Trump's health is deteriorating. His cognitive abilities are on display, and he's clearly on the decline. You get what you ask for. You want to sit there, you want to bash Joe Biden for being an elderly person, but then you want to turn around and go vote for an elderly person that's actually in worse condition, MAGA. Again, you truly will reap what you sow. And to get this, the person that you got in there is also linked to the most disgusting, vile human being known in the United States of America's entire history, ever existence. And this is who you all are supporting. Again, ladies, especially to the MAGA women out there, ask yourself, why are you defending this man? Is it worth it? Because I don't see the upside to this at all. Yeah, why is Elon so quiet and not releasing the e-files? Oh, Elon's playing the long game. Elon already dropped the big bomb, like he said. What are you talking about? Hold on. Mental health is not failing. Christina, please, if you don't mind, Christina, just Just calm down, all right? Because you got a lot you got going on right now, Christina, and I would encourage you to just listen to what we're saying. All right. Hi, attacking. How are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm a little concerned though that we have folks out there, like they're crashing out in my comment section, and I'm not doing anything except for showing them the information and telling them the truth. What's going on?
Do you remember when E. Jean Carroll made the comment about
thank you, Candy.
Some people fantasize about grape.
Yeah.
And the Trump supporters and some of the Russian bears that are listening to you in your broadcast.
Yeah.
They ran with it and said, see, she said it was sexy.
Mm.
So they took her comment.
Yeah.
And twisted what she said. And when she said there are people out there who fantasize about that.
Right.
Well, did you hear Donald Trump accidentally confess to an action of Jeffrey Epstein and he knew about it?
No.
Oh!
Do you have it?
Oh, well, yeah, I don't have to play his words. I'll just show it to you with the picture. Donald Trump in Scotland. We all heard it. Said that Jeffrey Epstein stole his employees.
Oh, I heard that, yeah.
Okay. Well, now let me post this. Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell stole this young lady who worked at Mar-a-Lago from Trump.
Hold
The
on.
young lady has come out and said that while she was working for Trump, Maxwell recruited her to come work for Jeffrey Epstein. So Donald Trump knew that Jeffrey Epstein was taking employees, and this happens to be one of them.
So her name is Savannah? It looks like Savannah sits down with with Dateline Special, or maybe Savannah is the one.
Well, I
interviewing
have
her.
the audio, so if you want me to play it.
No. I get it, but I wanted to read that so folks can go look it up. All right.
Yeah.
And this is a Dateline Special. And so what you're saying is when Donald Trump said that Epstein stole employees, he was referring to situations like this.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that you cannot connect these dots. He said that he fired Trump or got rid of Epstein because he took employees. Here's an example of exactly what Maxwell did from Mar-a-Lago to a young lady who worked at Trump. And this is just one who's come out and said it.
Yeah.
So this has happened multiple times because Donald Trump has said it's happening multiple times. So the thing is, if the Trump supporters are willing to and knowingly lying about what E. Jean Carroll said to make it fit their narrative to protect Donald Trump, why are they not taking Donald Trump at his own words and people who you can connect that? I mean, it's really simplistic.
Yeah.
If somebody says Maxwell recruited me while I worked at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump says Jeffrey Epstein stole my employees. She was an employee. 2 and 2 make 4. There's a connection there. It's kind of like when Donald Trump said in his deposition that E. Jean Carroll said, what I did to her was sexy, and she fainted with great emotion. He didn't say that he didn't do it in that conversation.
Yeah.
She said that what I did to her, she fainted with great emotion. He didn't say after that comment, but the thing is, I didn't do anything to her. So she's making it up. No. He just laid out. She said what I did to her was sexy, and she fainted with great emotion. He confessed to a crime that he did inadvertently, just like what he did in Scotland, saying Jeffrey Epstein stole my employees, and now you have confessions of women who were working for Donald J. Trump, and Maxwell stole her to work for Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
I'm attacking. Why do you think these conservative women out here still full-throatedly ignore what we're talking about and continue to support Donald Trump and his disgusting history, his past, and his ties to Epstein, and go after the real victims like E. Jean Carroll. What do you think is happening? DJ, it is crickets because we don't get it.
I don't know. I don't understand how women who say they've helped protect women and children will take the person Donald Trump and believe them over the women that have come out and said he's done these things. And these 27 women, they didn't know each other. They didn't know each other, but they all had the same story of his approach to them, separating from a crowd, popping a Tic Tac in his mouth, moving it upon her, pressing up against her, physically, his body. They all had the same story, but they didn't know each other. It's not like they got on a Zoom call and say, hey, girls, let's all tell the same story about what's going on with Donald Trump, and pinky swear that none of us talked to each other before this. They did that. All right? And then you have Katie Johnson.
Yeah.
The court transcript.
Drama bond. Okay.
Donald Trump. And the thing is, Donald Trump literally has come out and said he has done inappropriate things out of his own mouth.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, it's just locker room talk. And then they run with it. He's like a Svengali. He has hypnotized them with his words and his so-called smile. And whether or not he's done these things to his wife, his first wife.
Well, we know what happened with him and Ivana, right?
Exactly. But I don't understand why the women who say they protect women don't believe women now.
You know what? And I'm glad you're responsible enough to say you don't know. I honestly I don't know either, because yesterday I was in a live and they were saying, oh, I've been, we know women go through things and they sometimes end up being traumatized as well. And so they said, well, because I've been, traumatized, and I'm paraphrasing it, I know when someone else has been traumatized. And it's like, well, no, you don't. So that was one thing that I thought about. But then the other thing that I thought about was you're defending something that deep down inside, if it was anyone else, you would be on them. Like, let's just say it was LeBron James. No, nothing happened with. But what if it was like LeBron James and he did this? Do you think they would just walk away and say, "Oh no, I don't want to ruin LeBron's life"? Do you think that would happen?
No, because
thank you.
I mean, we grew up with Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Until these things come out, and he said in his own words something about Spanish fly and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why he was released is because there was an agreement with the prosecutor about not using testimony, and so they used the testimony to get him convicted, and then they went to court saying, hey, we're not supposed to use this, and that's why they released him. There's a mess with the prosecution. Should he be in jail for what he did? If they proved it, yes.
Yeah.
You would say yes.
Yeah.
We say yes about anybody else on the left-hand side. But I don't understand how somebody can work with assault victims, like certain people say that they have,
yeah,
and not understand the mental and emotional turmoil that people go through. And they say, well, why did she wait 30 years? I don't understand, but I understand.
That was one of the things I heard them say too. It took E. Jean Carroll too long. She had, these ladies are telling me she should have did it in a year. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, why would you say that?
Who's the big Terry Crew? Is that Crews or whatever, the big buff black dude that's on TV, the actor?
I don't know who he is, but yeah.
Okay. He was assaulted. I mean, it's like, who would assault this mother? Sorry. Who would assault him?
Yeah.
He came out and said that he was also assaulted.
Wow.
And this guy is muscular. I mean, this is a big dude. I'll send you his picture. Terry Crew or Cruz.
I'll take your word. I don't need another guy in my phone like that. All right, but I'll take your word.
But anyway.
Oh, okay. I know who he is. Then I know who he is. Yeah. Wow.
I just don't understand why they're fighting so hard for this issue.
Because I wish we knew the answer, but you know what we'll do? Attacking is we'll let some of them try to come up here and defend this. All right, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, brother, we laid it down like a carpenter today. And what I notice is they're really quiet when you are saying what you're saying. So I know that we're planting the seeds in their mind. And so let's just hope we continue to water these seeds. And eventually these folks come up out of this cult they're in, because, you know, I'm not going to be gaslit by them into believing that they're okay with things that we all know they're not okay with. All right.
Everybody be good. Everybody be safe.
All right. W attacking. Christina, are the words we're saying hitting home this morning? All right. Do you feel like we're liberating you a little bit? All right. Because you don't have to stay in these kind of relationships, Christina. All right. Now I'm being more on the relationship side. I'm being more of the love guru. But seriously, Christina, you don't have to. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's go to the next guest, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Going once, going twice. I thought yes. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Good morning, Zeus.
Welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome, WN. What an honor. You know, we're covering a lot of things. You know, is there anything out here that maybe you want to weigh in on and kind of shine some light on? Because what I'm doing is I'm struggling. I was arguing with two MAGA women yesterday, and I said, how can you point to the, you know, E. Jean Carroll, the verdict, and there's a line that says, did he grape her? And they said, no. And then they were smiling, going, look, he didn't do that. But then right under it, it said, S.A., check, yes. And they ignored that. And my mind's just been, to me, totally puzzled. You have any ideas about that, or is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I haven't been listening from the start, but I did come in on that part. And I wish I had answers for these so-called women. They call themselves Christians, that call them, hey, protect the children. That's all I've heard. Protect the children, protect the children. Well, here we are now trying to protect the children. And what did he say he was going to do? Drain the swamp. Well, sounds like there's still a lot of swampy people down there. And the way we could potentially do that is just release these files. I'm not understanding what the holdup is here. And then you got Mike Johnson running on, we're going on recess. I mean, the things that they have done since this information has come out, my husband and I were saying, it makes them look more guilty. Makes them look more guilty than the actual, what he, we know he allegedly has done. His reaction, jumping to, what was it, Biden, of course, and then Obama, and now he's after Beyonce. I mean, I don't know how Beyonce got into this, but he's all over the place.
Yeah, and he's going after Obama, Beyonce, Kamala, Oprah. We know what they have in common, and it's their color, right? I mean, that's how a lot of us see it. And so, you know, we got this going on. And then, you know, one of the things is, do you think these same so-called Christians, say an entertainer decides to, you know, because we're talking about the E. Jean Carroll, and she said, every woman knows that if a man invites you to go shopping and try on clothes, what they're getting into. Can you help?
Means I'm going to get some clothes.
Oh, it doesn't give them the right to do anything crazy, right? Thank you.
I want their money to buy me some clothes.
Thank you, WN. Because the path these folks want us to go down is they want to act like they're okay with this kind of bad behavior, but
You know, I want to bring up Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Here's an example of Kobe Bryant in his much years. There was that accusation by that girl. I don't remember her name. I wish I could remember he wasn't married yet. And turns out they had an evening of fun. It was a mutual evening of fun. He admitted that. It all came out. But man, they were tough. They were jumping all over him. Kobe,
I remember what they did to Kobe.
Let me get my white savior outfit on. Oh, that's where they're gonna go with this. it's the truth. You would jump out like somebody said LeBron. This hasn't happened with LeBron. But back, I remember with Kobe, what you guys all did.
Yeah.
You so freely wanted to believe that one. Now you've got this guy who, for the love of God, how do they not see it? How do you not see it at this point? I really feel like, do they? And they just don't want to admit they're wrong, or they really just disgusting. Are you that disgusting? Are you in here? You always in here, you guys. So I'm sure you are. Make your video and whatever.
Yeah, you know they're recording you talk right now, and they're getting triggered because what you did was you pulled the veil off and you revealed them for what they are. It definitely has to be a certain amount of disgustingness in what's going on right now, because it doesn't add up. Like you said, they would have crucified Kobe if they could have. They don't have a problem. Right? And we see how they did Diddy. Diddy's guilty as heck, but I haven't seen any of them going, well, look at this person, because it was Maureen Comey that prosecuted Diddy, right? And has any of them came out and said, oh, she's corrupt? No, they're not defending Diddy, but that for some reason Donald Trump can take photos with Jeffrey. He can dance in videos with him. He can be on the flight logs. He can make phone calls, right? They can be Epstein talking about the relationship, and they will sit back and say, well, he's a businessman. They'll make excuses.
But Zeus, it was so long ago.
Oh.
So this might be my favorite one to go to, because why would this woman, right, with this very powerful man, why would she just want to jump right out there and get that? They crucified her.
Yeah.
They still are.
Yeah.
She was so brave to do what she did. And then they're asking, like, why now? Because she's been terrified.
Wait a second.
And trigger warning, I don't want to go too far into my own situation, but it's the same thing. I waited 30 years for my own different reasons. There's always, what woman wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I want to go after this man for SA, because you know what that does to us?
What does it do?
We're the victim. We re-victimize ourselves when we do that.
Thank you.
When we talk about it. So that's why you hold it in for 30 years. Even when you have great parents that you could have gone to. You knew that everybody in that little town that you were living in was going to say, oh my gosh, how could this girl do this to this Christian man? He would never do this.
Thank you. Ange. I have to say, I really do value and appreciate the level of honesty that you're giving all of us this morning, because to me, what you're saying is what I was expecting to hear from the folks on the right, because what you're saying lines up with reality. What these people are saying, it's fantasy. And so I wanted to say I appreciate you for that. Yeah.
I've been listening to the stories of these survivors. They're using the same words. They're using all of his language. It's all the same.
Yeah.
So let's just release these files. Let's just stop asking what was she wearing. How old was she? What did she do? Blah 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 blah. They're the victims. I call them survivors now. You still here, you're a survivor. You're still here to talk about it, and you are out there doing it. The Katie Johnsons, God bless you. Don't back down, because it's tough, because you're re-victimizing yourself every single time you have to talk about it. So
I agree.
Are very, very brave. And one last thing, it's also disgusting. It hits extra hard. I have a 14-year-old daughter. And sometimes when I just close my eyes, and I think about some big, fat, nasty, orange piece of you-know-what with his slimy hands all over her, and she can't do anything about it.
Sick.
Do you guys, do you hear me at all? Do you really think about the children? Do you really think about the children? Because I don't think you do.
I know they don't, because this is undefendable. And I'm like you, Ange. Imagine. The thought of that even happening and them turning around and going, well, because they'll do something and try to blame the victim. It's the most evil thing I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. And I'm over 40 years old, right? So I'm going, wow. You grow up in this country, your neighbors and stuff like that. You could go and play, and they teach you if you do something wrong, we'll go tell your parents. People were trying to be, listening to their better angels, and here we are, in this moment in history, where you just have to say, wow, all of that was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
These people are sick.
These poor victims to not be believed, and we need to be listening. And the fact that this is the president of the United States, and they don't even want to open their mind to the possibility that this is what he did. But on the flip side, believe children. No, it's the hypocrisy. You're all a bunch of hypocrites.
Thank you.
All a bunch of hypocrites. Always have been, and you always will be. But you live with your leader. Amen.
Tell him.
Thanks for having me up.
All right. W and no lies detected. W audit today. Thank you for this subscription. Awesome. I saw Kimmy out there. Kimmy, you put something in the comments. You said keep on talking about this, and I know you're MAGA, Kimmy. So could you explain what you meant when you told me to keep talking about this particular topic, Kimmy? Because I'm a little concerned that you and the ilk, the ilk you associate with, I'm a little concerned that you all are just you're hell bent on trying to destroy this country of ours, and they say misery loves company. It's sick. It is sick. What's sick, Kimmy? Kimmy, do you still support Donald Trump, knowing that it's sick? I'm just concerned right now, Kimmy, because I would like to know if you've truly woken up and decided to change ways. A lot of people, when they see the light, they change course. I'm trying to figure it out, you and your ilk, because it doesn't make sense. Go ahead and send me a guest request, and I'll try to get to the bottom of this. All right, because this is some sad stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This really is some sad stuff we're dealing with. Who do we got right here, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. How are you? Hello. Good morning. I don't know. Carnella, are you there? Carnella, are you there? Carnella, are you there? I guess we're having connection issues. All right, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect Carnella. All right. Let's see. Let's move it along. All right, let's bring up Brother Val. Welcome, Val.
How's it going?
Welcome. How are you?
Doing good. Been paying attention to your comments and what.
Oh, what's going on out there? I'm trying to keep up with some of them, but is there anything out there we need to call out? Because you do an excellent job.
Matter of fact, there is.
Okay.
DJ, you got upset when somebody brought up Mustache Man, and there's something you need to understand there, DJ. The parallels between 1923 and 1933 Germany are incredible, and the fact that you don't know that tells me you don't read. Okay. Because, sir, you may want to look up Beer Hall Petition. Okay, that would have been Germany's version of Jan 6.
Oh.
Okay.
See, I didn't know that either, but this is why knowledge is power. All right, go ahead, Val. Keep laying it down like it's a carpenter.
This is when a group of supporters of that particular party, I won't name the party, we all know who they are.
Yeah.
That particular party decided they were going to try to overthrow the government. Okay. And they got in a fight with peace officers that were trying to protect, the buildings of the government.
Wow.
And a lot of people unalived on both sides. This was their, you know what I'm saying? This was their version of Jan 6. And sir, it keeps going up. And if you want to get even scarier, go look up Mustache Man's First 100 Days.
Oh.
Okay. That's actually a book, DJ, so if you want to read it. But if you want to continue to go down there and act like there is no comparison, you'd be wrong.
Thank you.
And you'd be wrong from a historical point of view.
DJ said he reads, Val. What do you think DJ reads? Because it doesn't seem like he reads when I listen and talk to him. He always asks you questions, right?
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's guess on DJ's reading material. I don't know. I really don't want to guess that. I really don't want those visuals in my head.
W Val. Someone wrote comic books. I believe he reads comic books, romance novels. Yeah, see the Cat in the Hat. DJ, it's a
I think DJ reads maybe a little bit more than that. But my thing is, does he comprehend what he's reading? But that's a different conversation. But these, no, I mean, I don't understand why people have these fights. You have people come up here and go facts, and I watched a little bit of what happened last night.
Yeah. Oh, when I was in that live.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of what happened last night.
Do you? I mean, because you get in there, both sides are going to take hits, right? Because it's a good thing. It's a spar. It's a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're dealing with two well-trained women on how to spread misinformation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm going to call that out for what it is. It's the alternative facts crowd. Okay. And people need to remember there's alternative facts are a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care how you try to subvert that or how you try to spin things, but when you take a set of facts and then try to spin them to bet your narrative, that has got us to where we are today. Okay. It's still a lie.
Thank you. Thank you.
It doesn't change the fact that, we're losing thousands of jobs a day. It doesn't change the fact that our dollar is still dropping. It doesn't change the fact that our stock market is still unstable. It doesn't change the fact that we have no GDP growth. Okay. These are the things that does not change. You can spit all those alternative facts you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. But it doesn't change those facts.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, they were trying to sell us that, number one, the e-files are what they are, but then number two, they were trying to sell us on the fact that the tariffs are a good thing. We got $100 billion. This is what they tried to. Yeah.
I want you to remember, I mentioned yesterday about LNG and the deal that was going on with the EU. And LNG is the catalyst. This is the problem, people, because if you increase our demand on LNG that we produce by sending it out to other countries and lowering our capability for LNG, you're going to raise our prices. Plus, what Fox News said is exactly right.
The 15% part.
The 15%. That is coming. Yeah, that's coming.
Could you break this down? Because I was actually getting into a conversation with the Trump supporters, and they don't understand how a 15% tariff translates into the cost of whatever it is impacted by that going up.
Right. One, we're not even talking about our greatest trading partner. Right. First, let's get that into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get that into effect. Our greatest trading partner, our two greatest trading partners are on both sides of our borders. Okay. That'd be Mexico and Canada.
Yeah.
Deals with them would be important. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't get a great deal except for maybe some rare earth minerals, some things, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff from the EU. It's not going to be our greatest trading partner.
Yeah.
But everything that we send to the EU, because we do trade with the EU, we trade more to the EU. That we're actually, that'd be a trade surplus for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we trade more to the EU. We're giving them zero. So their people are enjoying no taxes. While anything we get from the EU, whatever that might be, our people are going to have to pay 15% on. But like I said, not the largest trading partner, so people aren't going to feel that as much, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but the LNG issue, we're going to feel, and we're going to feel it in the form of our electric bills. And guys, I want to make this real clear. Like oil and gasoline, as it goes up.
Lady boss, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As oil and gasoline goes up, so do our products. So do the prices of everything. So does the prices of our transportation, airplane tickets. Everything goes up. Okay. The same thing's going to happen with LNG. if electric prices start to climb, and they've already climbed $14 since he's been in office. Okay, if they continue to go up or double, which some economists are expecting,
It's already DJ. It's going up. I've looked at my bill, and don't say, "Oh, well, Zeus, you're in California." It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter where you're at, sir. It's going up here in Texas.
Yeah,
too.
because he's giving in the EU. They're getting a deal with with this deal supposedly that involves some of the stuff.
$750 billion of LNG.
Thank you.
Okay, and $750 billion of LNG will make our supply very thin, and that's demand, DJ. And when demand goes up, price goes up. As price goes up on LNG, our electric bills are going to get higher.
Yeah.
Most electric plants, a lot of electric plants in this country have switched to LNG. Okay, so when it goes up, electric goes up. let's just use this for an example. Walmart has warehouses. So does Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, they power those warehouses with electricity. If their electric bills double, DJ, what do you think is going to happen to your grocery prices?
DJ, can you answer the question, DJ? DJ, Val is asking you a question, and it's a simple question, and I'll know everything I need to know about you, DJ, if you could just answer it. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, Val, you got him activated this morning, and Val's an expert, ladies and gentlemen. Val knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with this demon because. DJ, Val was talking to you.
What's going to happen to those prices, DJ?
I'm sure that Val is an expert at many things. I have no doubt about that. I certainly request or respect Val's knowledge. Okay.
Right. And DJ, what's going to happen to those prices?
Repeat the question.
Walmart.
You said
if their electric prices double because of the raise of LNG,
their prices would absolutely go up, Val.
Your grocery prices are going to go up, right?
Absolutely.
What's going to happen in manufacturing
plants? What makes
plants
you think
when
that their electric bill is going to double, Val?
Right, sir. That's what they're predicting with this deal.
Who is they? Who is
the
they?
Economists. They're saying, and the oil companies as well, sir, are saying that this is way too much LNG. This is going to put a high demand on LNG. And when demand goes up, what goes up?
Production?
No. When demand goes up, what goes up?
Production doesn't go up, Val?
If they can produce more. But no, sir, it's not production. It's the cost. It's price. When demand is high, price is high, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. When the price goes up, when the price goes up on LNG, what is going to happen to electric bills, DJ?
Val, do you think that there's any chance at all that production may go up?
DJ, right now we have oil companies pulling wells. LNG's been drilled across this country for almost 20 years now, and we have a very large surplus of LNG. But that is about to go away.
Okay. And do you think that production can go up? Do you think that infrastructure will go up? Do you think that you don't think it's possible?
It's not the easiest thing to drill
that
for
other
natural
countries
gas.
buying energy from us could be a good thing?
No, sir. I do not think. I think in small quantities to help a country out. I think in small country in small. I think in small partials to help another country out. That makes sense, but not to supply. They're not to replace their entire supply because they're trying to get off of Russian LNG.
Which is a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't think that's good for us.
Okay. So you don't think that being one of the biggest energy producers in the world is a good thing for us, Val?
I'm going to read this to you, DJ, and this is just something you can go do. It says the U.S. is hold on. It says the U.S. is unlikely to produce significantly more LNG due to limited capacity, ongoing outages, declining feed gas demand, and regulatory hurdles. At best, minor increases could occur. So, DJ, let's stick to what's happening in reality, all right? And if you could, just contain the questions and answer what Val is doing.
Contain the questions and only answer the questions that you want answered?
No, sir. Actually, he just answered your question.
Explain it, Val.
The gas companies don't believe we can increase production.
Okay.
Any significant increase.
Yeah, you might get some bumps here and there, but it's not going to bring the price of our utility bills because Donald Trump said they would get cut in half.
Oh, you're deflecting. You're deflecting now.
No, hold on, DJ. I want to make sure we're talking to the same person. This is the same person, the President of the United States, that said we needed to produce oil so we could quit getting oil from other countries, correct?
Again, we're talking about
correct? Yes or no?
No, you want to deflect and talk
yes
about
or no?
Completely different.
Yes
You're
or no?
A spin on it, Val.
Yes or no, DJ?
It's the worst thing
yes
ever.
Or no,
It's
DJ? All I want to hear
double
is
our
yes or no.
electricity prices.
Yes or no? This is the president that said we needed to produce our oil for here at home, correct? Yes, DJ?
Of course we do.
Okay, DJ. Why would we not do that for liquid natural gas? It's the same resource, sir.
I have no argument with you, Val. I'm not the one that's standing up in front of this live saying that us being a large producer of LNG and selling it overseas is going to
It's not selling it overseas, sir. We send some LNG overseas. It's the amount that's the problem.
And right, I agree. And if we can't produce more
DJ.
to match, are you going to let me finish, Zeus?
And then I want to hit play. I want to hit play when you're done. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I want to hit play when you're done, so you can understand why I'm not letting this go and why Val isn't letting this go. You go ahead and finish.
Okay.
Sir.
No, when Val first came up, he talked about people putting spin on things, and I agree with him. Both sides do the same thing. But the minute that you walk up here and you condemn this deal that he's made with the European community, and you say all it's going to do is drive.
It's not just me condemning the deal.
Excuse me?
It's not just me condemning the deal.
I got it.
Okay. Well, anything that Trump does, you're going to have.
DJ, you're spinning. You're spiraling. Let's just go ahead and get you on.
Spiraling.
Let me bring you up to speed. Hold on. Listen to this.
Price of energy.
Hold on.
I will cut the price of energy and electricity in half. Ready? 12 months from January 20th, to take office on January 20th, your electric bill, including cars, air conditioners, heating, everything, your total electric bill will be 50% less. We're going to cut it in half. And we have it. We have the power to do it because we have it. We don't need ships. We don't need long train. We have everything. We're going to have to build some pipelines because we can't transport it. But that's easy to do, and that's safer than trains. But we're going to get this done, and you're going to have, within 1 year, think of it, within 1 year, you're going to have electric bills and energy bills, and your gasoline for your car is going to be 50% cheaper than it is right now. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. But we will seriously expedite.
So any questions, DJ?
Absolutely not. I mean, tell me your point. I mean, your point is the man said that in 12 months your energy prices are going to be cut in half. Okay, and if that's
what any likelihood of that happening,
that's what you based your vote on.
Yeah. Hey, is there any
Has he
likelihood
produced
of
that?
that?
No, he has not. He absolutely.
Is there
has not.
any likelihood of that happening? Sending $750 billion of LNG to the EU.
You know what, Val? I don't know.
That
But
would
I
be a
know
no.
that
That would be a
want
hard no.
All right, DJ. And so when you
All right,
can't,
you ask me these questions and you don't let me answer.
You know, DJ. Honestly, you know that we're 6 months in, and the direction our bills have gone is up. He said it would be 5-0. So you got 6 months left. What do you think?
According to Val, they went up $14.
DJ. So.
And we're in the middle of the summer.
Do you think they're going to go down, DJ? Because this is simple.
Let me ask you this question.
This is judgment time.
Up or down in the summer?
DJ. It should have went down. He said at the end of the year, right? It should go down, and they haven't gone.
Well,
it hasn't gone down. It's gone up.
We're
So
not
DJ,
12 months in, Zeus.
So you're still believing in it, right?
No, sir, I do not. I do not believe he's going to cut the energy bill in half. Absolutely not.
Oh, so you acknowledge that he's lying?
I acknowledge that he absolutely made a campaign promise that I don't think is reasonable. Absolutely. So you've heard me disagree with Trump in the past. Val has as well.
Well,
But when
then,
you come up here and
then
automatically
DJ, well then we have
Yeah.
nothing else to talk about. I might spare you the judgment because I think what you did today by admitting, can you just say it, he lied?
Nope, I said he made it. Well, okay, yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to try to spin it. You know, in his head, I believe Donald Trump believes that he can do anything, and that's why he runs his mouth and he gets himself into trouble. Do I think that Donald Trump believed it? Absolutely.
Just say he lied, DJ. If you would be doing this country.
How many more times do you want me to say it, dude?
Well, I don't need all. I don't need all of the fluff, and I don't need you to explain why he lied. I think this is a step in the right direction for you.
I believe
DJ.
that in his head he
No.
believes he can do it, and
Just
obviously he
DJ,
cannot.
DJ. Let this healing that I'm doing and Val is doing run its course. Just say he lied.
I'm not gonna say he.
Okay.
He did.
Okay.
If
No.
you want to say it's a lie. It's a lie.
No, DJ.
But
You're wiggling around with it. DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ made the right decision to saying he lied, but DJ, you're just not quite strong enough to stand on all 10 toes. And I got to move on, but DJ, you did a little good today. So, but I got to still do judgment, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is.
Silence! You knocker!
DJ, I need quicker answers. When Val asks you a question, we need quicker answers. Did he lie? Yes. Bingo. It's not weak, DJ. You're weak. Because that shouldn't have been a difficult thing for you to do. I literally played everything your dear leader said. He even went as far as to say 50%, your utility. He was so descriptive with what he said he was going to do. It was a lie.
No, absolutely. And DJ, this is what I'm going to say. You have a chance to pull yourself out of what you're into, but you refuse to because you refuse to just see common sense. Okay, here's the thing, DJ. Nobody in that industry, nobody around that industry, no presidential candidate, no other candidate would have ever made that statement. Because anybody that researches electricity and energy and how this works and how oil companies works and what they have to do to make profit know that most of these statements can't be true. It's not even a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, DJ. Y'all listen to lies that people say, and he knows it's a lie. He knows this can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
Donald J. Trump knows there's no possible way. But as long as he tells you and people that listen like you, that don't want to hear or look up actual factual information on the subject, fall into this trap of, well, give him more time, or let's do this, or no, sir. We've given him enough time now to destroy so much infrastructure in this country right now.
Yep.
It will take over a decade to fix. That is where we're at, DJ. DJ, you're my age. Just a couple years older than me, DJ. Do you want to wait till in your 70s or 80s before you see the recovery from what this man has done? Put that in your head for a minute. Or do you want to just not live and never see it?
All right. Well, listen, Val. We cooked them, Val, and we destroyed a demon today, and it was a pleasure that you and I were able to do it, all right? But we're going to try to move on, get one more combo, and then we'll wrap things up for this morning, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is hard. And I know you all are like, Zeus, why do you bring up these characters sometime? I get it. But you have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of people, they don't know the history with these characters, but they need to experience the argument, right? Because when you're going around, and I don't think you all should just do what you do coming here. I think you actually got to get out here and engage these Trump supporters in their lies. You got to know what the lies are so that you can know how to respond to them without, acting like they're tricking you. Because they want us to get get triggered when we respond. I don't get triggered when they say their lies. I'm like, go ahead. I've heard a lot of lies. I've been doing this for 3.5 years, but a lot of people, this is new to them. So what did DJ do? He tried to pretend like Donald Trump didn't promise that our utility bills were going to be cut in half, and you could just let them talk, because that's the best way to destroy them. Let them talk, get it out, get it all out, get it all out, DJ. And then I just hit play, and you could just literally hear the bell ringing in DJ's head. Bing, boom, boom. You know how a bell rings. And that was the moment where he realized, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, because now I'm looking like a liar. And that's where you have to hit MAGA at, all right? W Zeus. And MAGA Queen. MAGA Queen. MAGA Queen. I don't get what's going on with you, but I can tell I can tell MAGA Queen that you're dealing with something very, very strong and demonic and evil. And I'm just going to encourage you, MAGA Queen, to get professional help, all right? Because what you're dealing with right now is not healthy. It's actually going to, be the worst thing that ever happened to you. If you don't get out of this cult, MAGA Queen, God's going to come get you. W Zeus, all right? Good morning, Kim. How are you?
How are you? Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. You're doing okay?
I'm doing great, sweetheart.
Good.
Productions
All
are going well. But
Nice.
Val, sweetheart, I got the boil because he crawfish so damn bad. It's time to put him in a pot.
Hey! Thank you.
I mean, for real. It was a simple yes or no question. I mean, a fifth grader can answer the question, yes or no.
Right.
Basic economics. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think they don't want to just be honest when the truth is hitting them in their face? Don't you see it's like a hard thing for them to do?
You know what I think it is? It's an ego thing.
Mm.
Because most people who actually use logic and think things through can go, oh, okay, I see it. My bad. Oh, you're right. Them, however, it is so difficult for them to do that because they think that somebody's going to berate them. We're not going to berate you. You do it on your own just by opening your mouth and saying ignorant stuff. So what's the point of us doing it?
Bingo.
We don't have to. We don't have to. But there was something we were talking about earlier. And Ange, love Ange to death. She brought it. She was talking about it, with the women, as far as MAGA is concerned.
Yeah, in the e-files and stuff.
Right. I mean, everybody knows about trauma bonding. Pretty much everybody knows about trauma bonding. For some reason, either these women they've had something happen to them, or they connect with them somehow, and they just, oh, it's my best friend. No, that is not healthy. That is not healthy at all. That is actually very, very damaging. And for any woman to sit up here and say, well, she knew what she was doing. Really? Keep that same energy when your behind has those shoes on walking around in them. Because the moment you start screaming for help, asking somebody for help, and no one comes, understand how these women felt.
Bingo.
Because you keep doing this, and God forbid, but karma has a really nasty way of coming back around and biting you in the behind so bad. You don't want that.
I've been here. I agree with you. It's almost one of those things where you're going, do they not get that? It's a simple thing what you just said. It's basically what goes around comes around, right?
Correct.
That's basically what you're saying. And you got to sit here and go, why would you sit here and back this man with all of the evidence you currently see? And it almost makes you go, what more information do you think these people need to see before they realize he's as bad as it looks?
I mean, does he have to do it to you for it to click? Is that what it is? Does he have to come down and do it to you for it to click? There are women out here who are still going through trauma because they never had somebody that would listen to them. They've never been able to get that off their chest. They've never been able to do whatever, right? And they're still living it. Don't forget, when you've got to make your reports, you're reliving that trauma over again in real time at that point. And, having women, well, what were you wearing? Were you drunk? That is not even a question to be asked.
Bingo.
It's not.
And
Anybody can be the victim.
don't you think it also takes a lot of courage because Donald Trump would be considered a powerful person, right?
Yes, it does.
It takes a lot of courage for a person to build up the courage to go after somebody who they know has a lot of power to make this all basically seem like it's BS. And so what we see is not just one woman doing it, but multiple women doing it. We
And the
see
fact
E.
is,
Jean
he would
Carroll.
intimidate them too. He would intimidate them. He literally would intimidate them so they wouldn't say anything. They would get threats of being unalived. Really, if they go to court, if they report. I don't know how many women. I mean, there could be women in here that have had had incidences happen like this to them. They could have daughters, right, cousins, whatever, moms. That something like this has happened to them in their within their lifetime. And the way that these women act that support this, the only thing I can ask myself is, if you had a family member that went through this kind of trauma, where were you at? Because what were you doing? Sitting in the corner laughing about it? Because it's not funny. And to sit there and demonize anybody, any of these victims, any of them, to sit there and think it's okay. Y'all need therapy.
Tell them, Kim, W. Kim.
That's absolutely disgusting.
I truly, truly do appreciate you bringing that out and helping these folks and I know there's probably one, maybe two people that are listening to what you're saying and you connected with them. And so I'll take what I can get, honestly, because we don't have to get out here and give people, this opportunity to really do something that takes courage and actually call this man out. All right. Especially if they're in that cult, but you did it. So I want to say thank you, because I don't always get to talk to you. All right.
I mean, these women who sit there and go, oh, he didn't do that. Oh, well, she went in the dressing room with him. Baby, any man that says, I'm going to take you on a shopping spree, for real females, for real, your behinds be in the car getting ready to go, because that's not your money you're spending. Don't play. Do not play. But the moment that a man turns around and has to throw something in there like that to get you to go, or while you're there, I'm sorry, but I know, like, for example, myself, Ange, Shay, we'd be like, you know what, deuces, we don't need all that.
Thank you.
We don't need all that. I'll use my own damn paycheck.
And that's why I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't taking nobody shopping, W. Zeus, because I ain't got it. I don't got it.
I mean, but the thing is if somebody offers you that opportunity to go do that, you don't play. Don't play. Men, women, I don't care. Your check is being spent, so guess what you're doing? You're going.
Yeah, nothing in life is free, and and that's the other side of this. All right, nothing in life is free, but just because somebody's doing something nice to you doesn't give them the right to totally take whatever they want from you either. I mean, you have to understand there's two things that can be true at the same time. All right. Well, listen,
Correct.
Kim. Thank you so much. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. All right, but as always,
It's lovely to see you, and I've heard your new song. I've heard your new. Yeah, I've heard him on Swervin's lives.
Oh,
because I'm always working on music myself till way early in the morning. So.
Yeah. Wow. Well, listen, I hope you liked it. All right, and there's more coming. 1600 Pennsylvania Ave. It's on the way. All right, and we'll be dropping that. We'll be dropping that in short order. All right, but thank you so much again, and keep up the great work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, W. Kim. Wow, oh wow. All right, well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't today another incredible show? All of you out there who tune in every morning, you could be doing so many other things, but you tune in and you listen to me and you interact with these people out here, and you even put up with these crazy ones, right? The Trump supporters out here who are still hell-bent on destroying this great country. You all truly deserve a round of applause. I want to also give a special thank you to the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists, because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is: entertaining, educational, and engaging. Right? But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and we all know who this goes out to. If you're still supporting Donald Trump today, it's just another day you've gotten one day closer to hell. Yeah, and don't be mad at me, because most of this show is just me bringing information, Rick, bringing information and content that's out there for public consumption about your dear leader. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself and go, you know what, and do this. Go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Take care and stay safe out there. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out there in those TikTok streets. We are out of here. Oh my gosh, let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, where's my music at? Oh, there it is. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you go on to YouTube. Make sure you follow me on X. All right, because we're taking the battle to MAGA. They keep, Lady Boss, thank you so much. They keep talking about the Democrats and our poll numbers. I don't care about the poll numbers. What I care about is saving this country. I'm not here to get likes and views, all right? What I'm here, we got to save this country, all right? That's really what's important. Right, Q-Dog? Right, Reggie? Mary! Let's go, Lady Boss! Uncle Rocker! Thank you. I appreciate it. And I might pop up in a red space here and there. As long as the hosts, listen, as long as the hosts are respectful, I go in there and I'll give it to them. They were respectful, but they were wrong as hell, alright? But when they're respectful, I'll go in there. But when they get in there and they're just nasty people and they got that two teeth hanging out, I'm out of there. And you all go in there too. You do an outstanding job holding those people's feet to the fire. I appreciate it. You know, they go, oh, Zeus, all of his friends that follow him, they're fake. It's fake engagement. And I say, no, it's not fake engagement. This is real engagement. And a lot of us, we spend a lot of time together. And you know what? And we fight amongst ourselves, but guess what? The love is still there. Because that's what you do when you're a family. Hey! Let's go! 3 years, Don, you're right. No, Kim. We don't need anything, Kim. You need to wake up. All right? Right, Lady Boss? The burden is not on a politician. The burden is on you, the citizen. Stop letting these politicians lie to you, Kim. And this is the problem with you, Kim. It's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans' responsibility for you to be educated. Use this and do better. All right. We're gonna do some drill, baby drilling, and Big Zeus is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, because this is what's important. All right. We're saving the country one song at a time, one show at a time.
Kamala Harris is warm enough, and then all of a sudden she can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist, she can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill.
Right there, Bill.
We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling so deep. We're going to be, for these guys, we're going to drill. We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower the taxes.
Here it goes.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack. Drill, there's a black frack. There's a baby, there's a lots of big energy.
Hey, wow. Thank you, Rocker, Lady Boss. Thank you, Hugo. Hit him with it. In the pack, she said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. She can't help it. She's a radical. And we will frack, and drill, baby, drill.
We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be
drilling so deep.
We're gonna be for
hey, JTA Creations. Friday is the release date, right, champ? Lower your taxes, insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Hit it! Look at Kimmy out there, Q-Dog. Look at Kimmy out there. She's trying to get some of this drill action. She's got it honest. W heaven, all right? Kimmy got it honest. I give it to you. Here it goes.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy.
Lady Boss.
Thank you. The late, great Hannibal Lecter. They say,
why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? Yeah, why would he do that?
We're going to lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums.
Right.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal.
Lower your taxes. Thank you so much. What I say, the late great Hannibal. Hey, Kimmy, I see you over there looking at me. All right, and I see the lust all over you. You can't hide it. All right, you can't hide it. We all see it. All right, what we gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? We're gonna lower those taxes. Deep insane asylum. You know, Stacy. You see her, Stacy? All right, listen, Kimmy. You want to get a chance to get a thrill with Big Zeus? Well, here's what you got to do, Kimmy. All right, what you got to do is you got to denounce him, and then you know what I'll do? I'll put you on that program. What's the program? Okay, what we do is we pay off people's debt over here. What we do is we lower those taxes, all right? Because guess what? We understand what drill, baby, drill means over here, all right? I don't know what they're doing over there where you at, but we know what it means. It means we got so much liquid gold. I'm going to hell for that, but oh well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right?